See her eyes looking down in this direction. It appears that she slipped. Okay, we'll get back to this figure here in a moment. First, we'll get back to this event here. Now this appears to me of someone lying dead, mouth wide open, eyes straight up, hair falling down, body, legs, and arms. But in here it says 1939. 1, a 9, a backwards 3, and we'll use the 9 again. Now we'll go to Emily Carr's biography and go to chronology. We'll scroll down to 1939. Sophie Frank died. Emily Carr had another heart attack. Now we're going to go back to this figure here. This is interesting. We're going to go back to Emily Carr book, clip3, and we're going to go to chapter Diswonka. My feet slipped, and I shot headlong to her very base, for she had no feet. The nettles were above my head, reached only to her knee. I had seen when I slithered to the ground beneath her. Now I saw her face. Here we have Diswonka, or Wild Woman of the Forest. Right here. Travel along its back, up to its head. It's looking up at this figure here. These are its arms and its hands holding this woman up who slept. How do we know it's a woman? Her breasts are right here. Diswonka, Wild Woman of the Forest. Just a coincidence? Now we're going to take this event and turn it upside down. The event we were just in is now going to be another event right here. We'll zoom in a little closer. Here. Now we're going to go back to the clip3 book. Chapter Century Time. IPOO was common to almost every grave. I wrote the 4-letter word on a piece of paper and took it to a woman in the village. What does this mean? It's on the graves. Mean die time. Die time? Uh-huh. Tell when he die. But all the graves tell the same. Uh-huh. For this kind she pointed separately to each of the 4 letters, IPOO. But everybody did not die at the same time. Some died long ago and some die now. Uh-huh. Maybe 1 year, just 1 man die, 1 baby. Maybe influenza come. He come 2 times. 1 time long far, 1 time close. He make lots and lots Injun die. Her brown finger touched the I and the P. Time was marked by centuries in the cemetery. Years, little years. What are they? As insignificant as the fact that reversing the 9 turns into the letter P. Let's take a closer look at this. Here we have an I. Here we have a 9. You turn it around, comes the letter P. This is the brown finger, as it says in the book, that touched the I and the P. And here are the 2 O's in this death mask. It means natural death. Where's the influenza death? It's right here. Eyes, nose, mouth. Yellow tongue coming out of its mouth. Coughing onto these figures here. Death of influenza. Now remember, right side up, the yellow scarf, that's it here. The baby is right here. And this is the native's face upside down. There's a little more here yet. Emily owned a border collie. Now you travel up along its back, up to the ear, and over to the other floppy ear. Come down, his nose, and see his tongue hanging out. The white and the black. Now, border collies are natural protectors, and it seems to be protecting these figures here. But if we go back, we'll zoom in a little. If we go to here, this is kind of interesting, kind of humorous. Here we have a native face. Eyes looking in this direction. Now, see the lips come away out? If you were to say, I poo, when you say the poo part, it comes away out. But notice where the head's located on the dog. Bit of humor from the artist. Now we're going to go to a very large event. Right here. I'm not sure exactly what it means, but it is a meeting of some kind between natives, maybe an agent, native agent. Here we have, just zoom in a little bit more. Here we have a native face. Down his forehead, there's his eye, looking down in this direction. Down to his nose, to his mouth, and his chin. Now, this orange and yellow mean anger. What would he be angry at? Well, take a look at this face here. Eye, looking in this direction. Down his nose, to his mouth. Round to his chin. And it looks like a hand scratching on the chin as though he was thinking of something. But we'll take a closer look at his mouth. You see a snake-like figure coming out of his mouth with a forked tongue. You can draw your own conclusion what he might be thinking of. Now over here we have some figures. To me, it represents a queen and a king. Now, a long time ago, there was a queen and a king at the same time. Royal couple from England. Here you can see his face. Some kind of an object, a crown, I suppose. The royal gown. Again, there's a woman's face, the crown, and the royal gown. But if we go over to this figure here, we have a native face, probably a chief. Headdress on, down his nose, to his mouth. Now we're going to write this picture. Now remember the native we were just talking about? The chief? Well, here's another face here. It looks to be someone very distraught and crying. Now Sophie had 20 or 21 children, and they all died. Then Sophie cried her eyes dry. Well, let's take a little closer look at this. Could this represent Sophie's last tear? She dried her eyes dry. We're going to go to this figure here. Zoom in a little closer. It looks like an elephant. You have your ear here, eye, around to its trunk. Now, Emily had a wagon or a van. She used to call it the elephant van. She used to have it towed places to paint from. But we're going to turn this now on 45. See what we come up with. There was the elephant. But now it's a mask, a death mask. Someone has just passed. We'll zoom in just a little closer on this. This is an Ojibwe death mask. Eye, nose, and a mouth. It appears to be blood running from the mouth, as it were a dead person. Now we just move along to this face here. Half the face is covered. You have an eye looking right in our direction. This is the cheek, nose, and the mouth, right here. It appears, like I said, that half the face is covered. Now, Ojibwe women, when someone died, they would cover half their face and never look at the dead body. For Ojibwe women would cover their faces so the spirit of the dead person would not enter into their souls. So someone died. Let's go down to this event here. Back up just a little. Right here. This face here. It appears to be a native man. He's looking in this direction, side view, down his nose to his mouth, and his cheek. Looks like he has some kind of ceremonial hat on. But notice his arm swoops up around these two ghostly figures here. It comes around to his hand. What are these ghostly figures? Let's just take a closer look. This face here, and there's a baby's face here, appears to have a hat or a bonnet on. Now we write this to see who this woman is, this ghostly figure is. There's that hat. There's the face of the ghostly woman. Now it becomes a C. A, R, and a very definite R. Carr. Oh, turn it 45 degrees again. Go back to that event. Here we are again. Could this be Carr after her death? But does this not look like a totem pole? I've seen this face carved into totem poles, and she painted them. And this means friendship forever by the natives, because they loved her Carr very dearly, and she loved the natives. Write the painting. Now there's many more native symbols in these trees, up here and here. There's more things to see than I'm going to tell you. Because this painting is a mystery. And people should find things on their own, I believe. But anyways, I think that'll just about do it. Bye for now.